Ladies and gentlemen, they were diving into a topic that's more about understanding than overpowering, more about leading with grace than controlling with force. It's about recognizing the unique traits, challenges, and vulnerabilities that women face, and using that understanding to build stronger, healthier connections. To lead effectively and meaningfully, understanding must always be the foundation. At its core, understanding is about more than just observing behavior or hearing words. It's about truly connecting with the essence of someone, their emotions, motivations, and experiences. It's the ability to see beyond the surface and recognize the complexities of another person's journey. This level of understanding doesn't just empower you. It empowers the person you're seeking to influence as well. When we think of relationships, whether they are personal, professional, or societal, misunderstandings often arise because of assumptions. We assume we know why someone acts a certain way, what drives their decisions, or what they truly need. But assumptions are dangerous. They limit our perspective and often lead to frustration and conflict. True understanding, on the other hand, requires intentionality. Purposeful, it means stepping into someone else's world, being curious about their thoughts, and being willing to hear their truth even if it challenges your own. Understanding starts with listening, but listening is not just about hearing words. It's about actively engaging with what's being said. It's about paying attention not only to the content of someone's speech, but also to the emotions behind it. A woman might express frustration or concern in her words, but beneath that could be feelings of fear, insecurity, or even love. When you listen with intention, you begin to pick up on these deeper layers. This awareness allows you to respond with wisdom instead of reacting impulsively. Empathy plays a crucial role in the process of understanding. To truly understand someone, you must be willing to see the world through their eyes. Empathy is the bridge that connects hearts, the tool that helps us grasp what it feels like to walk in someone else's shoes. For example, a woman might struggle with self-doubt or fear of failure in certain areas of her life. Instead of labeling these emotions as weaknesses, imagine how it feels to carry those burdens. When you empathize, you're no longer standing on the outside looking in. You're walking beside her, ready to support and uplift her. Understanding also requires patience. People are not always forthcoming about their vulnerabilities. Some may have built walls over the years to protect themselves from pain or rejection. It's easy to become frustrated when someone seems difficult to understand, but rushing the process often leads to missteps. Patience allows you to create a safe space where someone feels comfortable sharing their true self. When a woman feels understood, her guard comes down and trust begins to grow. And trust is the foundation upon which all meaningful influence is built. Another important aspect of understanding is humility. To understand someone fully, you must let go of the need to always be right or in control. Humility allows you to approach every interaction with an open mind. Instead of trying to impose your perspective, you become willing to learn from hers. This exchange of ideas doesn't just deepen your understanding, it strengthens the relationship. When a woman sees that you value her input and honor her experiences, she's more likely to trust your leadership. Understanding is also a source of personal growth. When you take the time to understand someone else, you often learn more about yourself in the process. You begin to recognize your own biases, blind spots, and areas where you can improve. This self-awareness enhances your ability to connect with others, making you a more effective leader, partner, or friend. Finally, understanding creates empowerment, not just for the person being understood, but also for you. When you truly understand a woman's needs, strengths, and vulnerabilities, you're equipped to lead with wisdom and compassion. You're no longer guessing what she needs or how to respond. Instead, your actions are intentional, rooted in a deep awareness of what will create the most positive impact. In the end, understanding is not just a skill, it's a gift. It's a way of saying, I see you, I hear you, and I value you. And when someone feels seen and valued, their potential is limitless. In relationships, understanding is the key that unlocks trust, cooperation, and mutual growth. It empowers both parties to thrive, creating a bond that is unshakable and deeply fulfilling. What society often labels as weaknesses can in reality be hidden strengths. It's a concept that challenges traditional thinking, but once embraced, it can transform how we view ourselves and others. Weaknesses are not always liabilities. They are often untapped reservoirs of power and potential, waiting to be recognized and harnessed. Understanding this truth is key to unlocking deeper relationships, fostering personal growth, and cultivating a more meaningful influence. Folks, many qualities that are seen as weaknesses are simply strength in disguise. Take sensitivity, for example. In a world that prizes toughness and resilience, sensitivity is sometimes dismissed as a flaw. However, sensitivity often reflects a heightened level of emotional intelligence. Someone who is sensitive has a deeper capacity for empathy, the ability to connect with others on an emotional level, and an intuitive understanding of human needs. What might initially appear as fragility can actually be a profound strength, particularly in relationships where connection and understanding are essential. Similarly, vulnerability is often misinterpreted as a weakness. Admitting fears, struggles, or uncertainties can make someone feel exposed and defenseless. Yet vulnerability is the foundation of trust and authenticity. When someone has the courage to be vulnerable, they invite others into their world, creating opportunities for genuine connection. A woman who shares her vulnerabilities is not weak. She is brave. Her openness fosters intimacy and builds trust, which are critical for any meaningful relationship. Another commonly misunderstood quality is emotional expression. Women in particular are sometimes criticized for being too emotional or for allowing their feelings to guide their actions. But emotions are not a weakness. They are a source of energy and clarity. Emotions drive passion, creativity, and conviction. They allow people to tap into their inner purpose and align their actions with their values. Instead of dismissing emotions as a hindrance, they should be viewed as a compass, pointing toward what truly matters. What's more, qualities like self-doubt or hesitation can serve as hidden strengths when properly understood. A woman who questions herself might be seen as uncertain or lacking confidence. However, self-doubt often reflects a thoughtful and reflective nature. It can be an indicator of humility and a willingness to grow. While overconfidence can lead to reckless decisions, a healthy dose of self-reflection can ensure that actions are deliberate, well-considered, and aligned with long-term goals. Recognizing this allows others to see the value in her careful approach and thoughtful decision-making. Adaptability, another trait sometimes misconstrued as a lack of direction or firmness, is actually one of the greatest strengths a person can have. Women who are adaptable may appear to go with the flow, but in reality, they are displaying resilience and flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and the ability to adjust to changing circumstances is a powerful skill. Adaptability ensures survival, growth, and success in a constantly shifting world. There's a compulsion within all of us. Even qualities like nurturing or prioritizing relationships over competition are often undervalued in a culture that prizes individual achievement. Yet these traits are foundational to building strong, supportive communities. A nurturing nature fosters collaboration, encourages teamwork, and creates environments where everyone can thrive. It is not a weakness to care deeply for others. It is a strength that transforms lives and brings people together. Recognizing weaknesses as hidden strengths requires a shift in perspective. It calls for a willingness to look beyond surface-level judgments and explore the deeper value of these traits. It also demands compassion and empathy, both for oneself and for others. Instead of criticizing someone for their perceived weaknesses, we can choose to celebrate the unique qualities they bring to the table. When we approach others with this mindset, we create an environment of acceptance and growth, challenges, merit patience. Furthermore, this perspective enables us to see our own weaknesses in a new light. Instead of feeling ashamed or inadequate, we can embrace the qualities that make us unique. We can identify the hidden strengths within our challenges and use them as tools for growth and empowerment. Every perceived flaw holds the potential for transformation if we are willing to look closely enough. Ultimately, the realization that weaknesses are often hidden strengths is a reminder of the complexity and beauty of human nature. It teaches us that no one is defined by their challenges alone. Every so-called weakness has the potential to be a strength. And every individual has the capacity to grow, evolve, and shine. It's a truth that changes how we view ourselves, how we interact with others, and how we navigate the world. When we embrace this mindset, we unlock the ability to build deeper connections, inspire trust, and create lasting impact in every area of life. Leadership at its core is not about authority, power, or control. It's about trust. Trust is the foundation upon which all meaningful leadership is built. Without it, even the most charismatic leader will struggle to inspire loyalty, foster collaboration, or create a lasting impact. Trust is what binds people together, bridges gaps, and transforms relationships from transactional to transformational. As we compare data, building trust requires consistency. People are naturally drawn to those who are reliable, honest, and authentic. A leader who says one thing but does another quickly erodes trust. Actions must align with words. When people see that a leader consistently keeps their promises, honors their commitments, and acts with integrity, they begin to feel secure. This security forms the basis of trust, allowing relationships to flourish. Another critical element of trust is transparency. Leadership is not about pretending to have all the answers or hiding vulnerabilities. In fact, vulnerability can be a powerful tool for building trust. When a leader admits mistakes, shares challenges, or acknowledges their own limitations, they demonstrate authenticity. This honesty shows others that the leader is human, approachable, and trustworthy. People are far more likely to trust someone who is willing to be open and real than someone who pretends to be invincible. Communication is also essential in cultivating trust. A leader who listens actively, communicates clearly, and values the input of others creates an environment where people feel heard and respected. Listening goes beyond simply hearing words. It involves understanding the emotions, concerns, and needs behind those words. When people feel that their voices matter, they are more likely to trust and follow the leader who values their input. Trust is not built overnight. It requires time and patience. A leader must consistently demonstrate their reliability, integrity, and commitment over time. Trust can take months or even years to establish, but it can be destroyed in an instant. One broken promise, one dishonest act, or one moment of neglect can undo years of trust building. This is why maintaining trust requires vigilance and a deep sense of responsibility. Empathy is another cornerstone of trust-based leadership. A leader who genuinely cares about the well-being of others creates a bond that goes beyond professional obligations. Empathy allows leaders to connect on a human level, understanding the struggles and aspirations of those they lead. When people feel that their leader truly cares about them as individuals, trust naturally grows. Empathy also fosters a culture of mutual respect where everyone feels valued and supported. Trust-based leadership also involves empowering others. A true leader is not threatened by the success or potential of others, but instead seeks to uplift and empower them. By giving people the tools, resources, and opportunities they need to succeed, a leader shows that they believe in their abilities. This empowerment builds trust, as people see that their leader is invested in their growth and success. Accountability is another critical aspect of trust. A leader who holds themselves accountable for their actions sets a powerful example for others to follow. Accountability demonstrates a commitment to fairness and integrity, reinforcing the trust that others have placed in the leader. It also creates a culture where everyone feels responsible for their actions, fostering collaboration and shared success. The benefits of trust-based leadership are profound. When people trust their leader, they are more likely to be loyal, motivated, and engaged. Trust creates an environment where creativity and innovation can thrive, as people feel safe to take risks and share ideas. It also fosters stronger relationships as trust deepens the bonds between the leader and their team. Ultimately, leadership built on trust is not about control, it's about influence. Trust allows a leader to inspire others, not through fear or authority, but through respect and admiration. A leader who prioritizes trust creates a legacy that extends far beyond their own achievements. They empower others to grow, lead, and succeed, creating a ripple effect that transforms not just individuals, but entire organizations and communities. In the end, trust is the glue that holds leadership together. Without it, leadership is fragile and short-lived. But with it, leadership becomes a powerful force for positive change, inspiring others to believe, to achieve, and to thrive. It is this trust that turns a leader from someone who directs into someone who inspires, leaving an impact that lasts a lifetime. Wisdom is often seen as the ability to make sound judgments and decisions, but at its heart, wisdom begins with the willingness to listen. Listening is a fundamental skill that goes beyond simply hearing words. It involves truly understanding, processing, and valuing what others have to say. It is through listening that we gain insight, broaden our perspective, and cultivate the wisdom needed to lead, connect, and grow. Listening is more than just a passive act. It is an intentional choice to focus on another person. In a world where distractions abound, the ability to give someone your full attention is increasingly rare and powerful. Listening requires patience, a quieting of your own thoughts, and a genuine desire to understand the speaker's point of view. When you listen deeply, you are not just hearing words, you are perceiving emotions, unspoken needs, and the context behind what is being said. This attentiveness allows you to respond thoughtfully and empathetically, rather than reacting impulsively or making assumptions. One of the greatest benefits of listening is the understanding it fosters. When you take the time to truly listen, you gain insights that might otherwise remain hidden. People often reveal their fears, desires, and motivations subtly through tone, pauses, or the way they frame their words. By tuning into these nuances, you can better grasp the deeper meaning behind their message. This understanding is the foundation of wisdom, as it equips you to make decisions and offer guidance that is thoughtful, informed, and aligned with what others genuinely need. Listening also has the power to build trust. When someone feels heard, they feel valued. Listening shows that you respect their perspective and that their words matter to you. This validation strengthens relationships, creating a bond of trust that allows for open and honest communication. A leader who listens gains the confidence of their team. A friend who listens becomes a source of comfort and support. Trust, once established, paves the way for deeper connections and greater influence. Furthermore, listening cultivates humility, an essential component of wisdom. To listen well, you must set aside your ego and accept that you don't have all the answers. It requires you to acknowledge that others have experiences, insights, and perspectives that you can learn from. This openness to learning from others expands your understanding and deepens your capacity for empathy. It reminds you that wisdom is not about always being right, but about being willing to grow and adapt. Now, effective listening also involves asking the right questions. Sometimes what isn't said is just as important as what is. By asking thoughtful, open-ended questions, you encourage others to share more and to explore their own thoughts and feelings. Questions show that you are genuinely interested in understanding, and they often lead to revelations that wouldn't have come to light otherwise. This ability to draw out deeper truths is a hallmark of wisdom, as it allows you to uncover the root causes of problems and the most effective solutions. Another vital aspect of listening is the ability to silence your inner voice. Too often we listen not to understand, but to respond. While the other person is speaking, our minds race to formulate our next argument, solution, or piece of advice. This approach prevents us from fully absorbing what is being said. True listening requires quieting this internal dialogue and being fully present in the moment. Only then can we truly hear and understand the other person's perspective. Listening also plays a critical role in conflict resolution. Many disagreements arise from misunderstandings or a lack of communication. By listening with an open mind, you can uncover the underlying issues and work toward a resolution that satisfies all parties. Listening doesn't mean you have to agree, but it does mean acknowledging the other person's feelings and viewpoint. This acknowledgement often diffuses tension and opens the door to constructive dialogue. Moreover, listening strengthens emotional intelligence, a key attribute of wisdom. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions, both your own and those of others. Listening enhances this skill by teaching you to read between the lines and pick up on emotional cues. This heightened awareness enables you to navigate social dynamics with greater skill and sensitivity, making you a more effective leader, partner, or friend. Ultimately, listening is a gift, not just to others, but to yourself. It enriches your understanding of the world, deepens your relationships, and equips you with the insight needed to make wise choices. It is through listening that you learn, grow, and connect on a profound level. Wisdom is not about having all the answers. It is about being willing to listen, to learn, and to embrace the perspectives of others. When you master the art of listening, you unlock the door to wisdom and open yourself to a world of endless possibilities. Empathy is one of the most powerful forces in human connection. It is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, to put yourself in someone else's shoes and see the world through their eyes. Empathy goes beyond sympathy, which is feeling sorry for someone. It is the act of truly entering into their experience and feeling what they feel. When empathy is present, barriers are broken, trust is built, and relationships deepen. It is the key to forming meaningful connections that stand the test of time. At its core, empathy requires active listening. To empathize, you must be willing to hear someone's story without judgment or distraction. Often people don't need solutions or advice. They simply want to be heard and understood. When you listen empathetically, you communicate that their feelings are valid and that they matter. This creates a safe space where individuals can open up without fear of rejection or misunderstanding. In this space of acceptance, true connection begins to form. Empathy also fosters trust, a cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. When someone feels that you genuinely understand their struggles, joys, or fears, they are more likely to trust you. This trust is not built through words alone, but through the consistent demonstration of understanding and care. For instance, when a friend shares a personal challenge and you respond with empathy, acknowledging their pain and offering support, you strengthen the bond between you. Trust grows when people see that you are not only willing to listen, but also willing to walk alongside them in their journey. Another aspect of empathy is its ability to bridge differences. In a world that often feels divided, empathy allows us to find common ground. It reminds us that despite our unique experiences, we share the same fundamental emotions: love, fear, joy, and sorrow. When you approach someone with empathy, you move beyond surface-level differences such as culture, background, or opinion, and connect on a deeper human level. This ability to relate to others, even when their experiences differ from your own, is what makes empathy so transformative. Empathy also strengthens emotional intelligence, a critical skill for building and maintaining relationships. Emotional intelligence involves understanding and managing your own emotions while also being attuned to the emotions of others. Empathy is at the heart of this process. When you can sense and respond to the feelings of those around you, you create an environment of mutual respect and understanding. Emotional intelligence, fueled by empathy, allows you to navigate complex social dynamics with grace, making it easier to resolve conflicts and foster collaboration. Moreover, empathy is a powerful tool for healing. Whether someone is experiencing grief, stress, or disappointment, empathy provides comfort and reassurance. It tells them, "You're not alone, I'm here with you." This sense of shared experience can lighten emotional burdens and promote recovery. For example, when someone feels overwhelmed by life's challenges, knowing that someone else truly understands their pain can be profoundly comforting. Empathy helps to ease loneliness and creates a sense of belonging, which is essential for emotional well-being. Empathy is also an essential quality for leadership. A leader who demonstrates empathy earns the loyalty and respect of their team. When employees feel that their leader understands their challenges and cares about their well-being, they are more motivated, engaged, and productive. Empathetic leaders create an atmosphere of collaboration and trust where individuals feel valued and supported. This not only enhances workplace relationships, but also drives collective success. Practicing empathy requires intentionality. It involves setting aside your own biases, assumptions, and distractions to focus entirely on the other person. It demands patience, as people may not always express their feelings directly. Sometimes you have to read between the lines, paying attention to body language, tone of voice, or subtle cues. Developing empathy is not always easy, especially when you don't agree with someone or when their experience is vastly different from yours. However, it is in these moments that empathy is most powerful, as it challenges you to expand your perspective and grow in understanding. Empathy is not just about connecting with others, it's also about personal growth. When you practice empathy, you develop greater self-awareness and compassion. You begin to see the world through a broader lens, appreciating the complexity of human experiences. This enriches your relationships and deepens your sense of purpose. Ultimately, empathy is what makes us human. It connects us to one another in profound and meaningful ways, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles or triumphs. By embracing empathy, you unlock the key to deeper, more authentic relationships. You create an environment where understanding and care flourish, where people feel seen, valued, and supported. Empathy transforms interactions into connections and relationships into bonds. It is the glue that holds us together, the bridge that spans our differences, and the foundation upon which true connection is built. Purpose is the engine that drives power. It is the force that fuels ambition, sustains effort, and gives life meaning. Without purpose, actions can feel hollow, directionless, or fleeting. But when you operate from a place of clear purpose, everything changes. Your energy becomes focused, your resolve strengthens, and your impact multiplies. Purpose transforms ordinary efforts into extraordinary achievements, turning potential into power. Purpose provides clarity. In a world filled with distractions and competing demands, it's easy to lose focus or feel overwhelmed. A clear sense of purpose acts as a compass, guiding your decisions and aligning your actions with your core values. When you know why you're doing something, it becomes easier to prioritize what matters most and let go of what doesn't. Purpose cuts through the noise and gives your life a sense of direction. It helps you stay grounded and committed even in the face of challenges. With purpose comes motivation. Purpose ignites a fire within, giving you the drive to keep moving forward. It turns routine tasks into meaningful steps toward a larger goal. Whether your purpose is rooted in personal growth, making a difference, or creating a legacy, it provides the emotional fuel needed to persevere. This internal motivation is far more powerful and enduring than external rewards or recognition. It is what keeps you going when the journey gets tough, ensuring you remain resilient and determined. Purpose also amplifies effort. When you're connected to a deeper why, you tap into a wellspring of energy and creativity. Purpose pushes you to go beyond what you thought was possible, to stretch your limits and to innovate. It allows you to approach challenges with a sense of opportunity rather than defeat. This doesn't mean the path is always easy, but purpose transforms obstacles into stepping stones, helping you grow stronger and more capable with each hurdle you overcome. One of the most transformative aspects of purpose is the power it gives to inspire others. A person driven by purpose radiates passion and conviction, and that energy is contagious. Purpose-driven individuals and leaders have the ability to rally others around a shared vision, creating a sense of unity and collective momentum. When people see someone pursuing their purpose with authenticity and dedication, they are often inspired to reflect on their own purpose and take action toward it. Purpose brings fulfillment. Power alone, whether in the form of success, influence, or material wealth, does not guarantee happiness. True fulfillment comes from knowing that your efforts have meaning and that your life is aligned with what you truly value. Purpose connects your actions to something bigger than yourself, creating a sense of significance and belonging. This deeper connection fosters a sense of peace and satisfaction that transcends temporary wins or losses. Purpose also drives personal growth. It challenges you to confront fears, overcome limitations, and step outside your comfort zone. It encourages self-reflection, helping you understand who you are, what you stand for, and what you're capable of achieving. This journey of discovery and development not only enhances your sense of purpose, but also strengthens your character and resilience. Moreover, purpose has the unique ability to sustain power over time. Without purpose, power can be fleeting, easily lost or misused. But when power is rooted in purpose, it becomes enduring and transformative. It is no longer about control or dominance, but about creating positive change. Purpose ensures that the power you wield is directed toward building something meaningful, whether that's a career, a relationship, a community, or a legacy. Purpose is also deeply personal. It looks different for everyone and evolves over time. Finding your purpose requires introspection and courage. It means asking yourself what truly matters, what impact you want to have, and how you can use your unique strengths to contribute to the world. It's a journey that requires patience, but once discovered, purpose becomes a guiding light that illuminates your path and fuels your power. Ultimately, purpose is what turns effort into impact and dreams into reality. It is the force that drives you to rise above challenges, stay committed to your vision, and inspire others along the way. Purpose transforms your power from something you use for yourself to something that serves others, creating a ripple effect of positive change. When you live with purpose, you don't just survive, you thrive. You harness your power to leave a lasting imprint, making every moment of your journey meaningful and impactful. In the end, purpose is not just what drives power, it's what gives life its power.